Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate, and I am so thankful to have you here today for our pick a card reading. Today we're going to be looking at what your spirit guides really want you to hear right now, what they want you to know. A little pep talk basically from your spirit guides. So I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Ash Oracle card and the red jasper crystal. For pile number 2, we have the silver oracle card and this yellow crystal here, which I do not know the official name of. For pile number 3, we have the sulfur oracle card and the green aventurine crystal. So go ahead and take whatever time you need to tap into the energy of these piles and pick the one you are feeling the most drawn to. I'm super excited to get into this reading. I love doing guidance readings, so I will have the timestamps linked down below. And without further ado, let's get into your readings. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the red jasper crystal and the ash oracle card, then this is going to be your reading where we're looking into what your spirit guides most want you to hear right now. So I'm going to start off by getting some tarot so I can tap into your energy and get some more context as to what is going on in your life. Just to kind of fill me in on your overall energy right now. So can the spirit guides of pile number 1 please come through and let me know what the overall energy is? We have Temperance, the Devil. There's like a little fuzz on the table. I want to move it. Okay. Three of Pentacles. The Four of Wands. And the Page of Wands here. The back of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. Okay. Great, I'm just going to clarify these with another deck. I'm so obsessed with this little panda deck. It's so cute. Could you please clarify Temperance? What is Temperance telling us about pile 1's current energy? We have the Magician, which is awareness. Why is the Devil here? 6 of Pentacles here. 8 of Swords. 4 of Wands, please. Okay, I'm just going to get these 4s. Good enough for me. Okay, and then we also, again, have Temperance at the back of the deck. Okay. This is actually Justice here. Sometimes I get it confused with this deck because it's newer. All right, so pile number 1, what I'm getting, I feel like you're in a time period right now where it feels like your relationships are shifting, or it feels like you're in a time period where you're being asked to take more control of your environment or the people that you surround yourself with. It feels like there's an energy of having people around you that there's a feeling of some of the people that you interact with may cause you to feel a little bit powerless, or it's almost like because you give so much to certain people or like a group of people, it's almost like you give your power away is what I'm getting. And so with Temperance here, I feel like Spirit's saying that you're in a time period of learning how to balance out the give and take of energy, especially when it comes to people that you surround yourself with on a regular basis. And I'm getting this with the Four of Wands here. So I feel like these are close friends, family. If you guys have children, it's just people that you guys interact with in a very familiar way. So I feel like this reading has to do with who you work with and deciding whether or not the people that are around you are actually supporting you, or if you feel somewhat dependent on people. So you may allow certain types of people into your life that there's just a feeling of not being in control of your own life, or feeling that people may tell you what to do, or feeling that other people may have too strong of an influence on your decisions, where you direct your energy. And so I feel like Spirit is wanting this reading to come through to help you further get in touch with your own power, and to understand that it's okay to let certain people go, especially if you want to go on a new path. So there may be some sort of a new path that you're considering, or Spirit may be trying to open the door for a new path for you. And this could be in terms of career, like new friends, just a new experience where you would feel a lot more emotionally fulfilled. But I feel like you may be afraid to go down that route. And it could be like a certain workplace that isn't really a friend group, a workplace, a family, some sort of unit of people that don't really see you correctly. And it's like you may give a lot of your energy to this group, or you may feel like you have to, but I feel like there's not enough energy going towards what you want to manifest independently of this. And there's some lack of balance here within these people. And with the Four of Cups here at the back of the deck, there's a feeling, yeah, look at that. There's a feeling of, because of some obligation to certain people, or your association with certain people, there's a feeling of not being open to new opportunities. And I feel like Spirit is trying to send you newness, new opportunities for you to be in control of your own life. With the Emperor here, yeah, it's almost like your own masculine energy, your ability to make decisions, go out in the world, do what you want to do. Again, we have the Eight of Swords. It's like there's a feeling of feeling held back, or feeling like you'd be afraid of what people would think, or afraid of what the reactions of people would be. There maybe is even a feeling of other people needing you, or feeling like you can't pursue what you want to pursue because other people need you. And maybe you're constantly putting out fires with other people, or you just are a core part of some sort of group where they may make you feel like you're indispensable, or like it would be selfish of you to go on a new path. Because the Page of Wands being here makes me feel like there's an opportunity to forge your own path, or go independent, or go on a new adventure in a way. But there's a feeling of passing down the opportunities to do that, because you may feel that you're obligated to take care of people, or the role that you may be getting the feeling from the people around you, or the things they may say, they may make you feel guilty if you were to think of doing something else. I'm gonna get a sip of water. And so there's an energy here of getting the short end of the stick and not really standing up for yourself about it. And so I feel like your spirit guides are wanting me to help you break free of any unhealthy attachments that you have, to people around you. And they may tell you, or they may be very familiar. There's an energy of like, maybe this involves people or a routine that you're very familiar with, but it's almost like not healthy for you anymore. And it's almost like you're staying because you feel like you have to, or you feel trapped and like, maybe you're afraid that you won't make money or something like that. But there's just this feeling of a very prosperous, emotionally fulfilling opportunity on the other side of making some sort of leap of faith, or empowering yourself to take an action away from something that's familiar, that, maybe you felt afraid of doing that. Yeah, there's something chaining you back is how it feels. What else for pile one? We have here and now. Regeneration. Yeah, and I was just getting this message of feeling like you're giving so much of your energy elsewhere that it's almost like you don't even have the time, or like the energy to to pursue what you want to pursue. You know, it feels like you're giving all of your energy to something because you feel like you have to, or you're afraid of what would happen if you didn't do that. Yeah, and so I feel like Spirit's saying, like, if you kind of can get trapped in your head of feeling like, you know, I don't know what would happen if I like took this route, or like you can kind of scare yourself by projecting into the future too much, or being afraid of taking the opportunities that are right in front of you, or you may be putting off a decision, or you may be saying, in the future, you know, I'm going to figure this out. In the future, I'm going to take time out from these obligations. In the future, I'm going to put time in for me. But I feel like there's a feeling of that not happening. And so it's almost like blocking your own ability to regenerate yourself. And I feel like your energy is going towards something else that isn't really giving back to you in the same way. Yeah, we have fork in the road here too. And then look at that. We have yang at the back of the deck. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying is there's going to be there are opportunities around you, or there are opportunities approaching, you know, where Spirit's saying that you can keep going down this path, but it's always going to feel like there's a lack of freedom and a lack of self-expression, or a lack of putting yourself first and being able to pour into yourself. You know, there's a lack of emotional fulfillment down a certain path that I feel like you're already on. I feel like it's going to be different for everyone watching, but there's a feeling of there being multiple people in this environment and it being very familiar. And I feel like with the fork in the road, it's like Spirit's saying that there are opportunities to create a different reality and to expand. You're able to manifest, you know, there's an energy of like, you have opportunities that you deserve to take. And so Spirit's saying there's a need to take them. So when there is an opportunity, or if like you're having thoughts, you know, like, keep your mind open, or definitely don't keep yourself too closed off to this situation, because I almost feel like there's with this devil card here, there's someone or some group that makes you feel that you are obligated to give them your energy. And you may be afraid of like what would happen if you took your energy away from that. And you may feel like you'd be responsible for some sort of consequence. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you're not responsible for that. You're responsible to make sure that you are, you know, in control of your life, and taking the, you know, we only are here to, there's a need to fill up your own cup before you fill up other people's cup. And there's a need to not allow anyone to take away your personal power, you know, through some sort of manipulation, you know, emotional manipulation, even if people mean well. You know, there's even a feeling here of, it's not that people don't mean well, it's that it's taking you out of balance. Like some situation is taking you out of balance. And it has to do with the amount of energy you're putting into self and your new explorations, and, you know, what you're creating in your life versus what energy you're giving to something else, or like being a part of a group. Yeah, it says, wake up, it's your moment. And that's that feeling here that I feel like Spirit is guiding you in a direction of opportunity, and there is a path open to you. Wake up, it's your moment. Spirit's saying, don't take the risk, take the new path. Don't worry about any fears you have, or anyone that's trying to hold you back, you know, and don't feel bad for that. Like Spirit's saying to not miss this opportunity. There's something that you're going to be so much happier. There's like another path. There's a new opportunity that if you grasp it, you know, it's going to lead you down a route that you're much happier, and where you're much more in control of your life and what you do. And I feel like there's a energy of maybe letting it pass you by because you feel like it's not for you, or you may be feeling like other people deserve to have their moment, other people deserve to walk down a path that they are aligned with. But I feel like there's a need for you to let to get in the driver's seat of your own life right now, because we also have set your course, know where you wish to go, have a plan, the right direction. There's something to do with needing to stay present and don't procrastinate on taking action. You have everything you need is what Spirit's saying. Also with the Magician here, it's like there's an energy of like, oh, I don't know if I'd be successful. I don't know if the repercussions of me changing something up or stepping away from something I'm familiar with, you know, some career, some relationship, some group of people, like something like that. It's like there's an energy of you being able to manifest a lot of abundance, but cutting off, and it's financial abundance too, with the Six of Pentacles here. It's like Spirit is saying you are able to manifest that. And so if that's something you've been wanting, or you've been wanting to open up a new career path, a new path that just is a lot more abundant financially and emotionally. And there's just this energy of almost like, if you don't take the time out now to be present and to channel that energy into your own path. And, you know, the masculine energy, this yang energy, is all about action, direction, and making it happen, right? And so I feel like you may be in this feminine energy right now, and I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to take your own authority back from something, and to not assume that you're not capable, because you're very much capable of a future. There's opportunity around you that would be very abundant in what you want, but there's a need to leave what's familiar, you know, and kind of accept a higher version of yourself, bring more confidence into your vision for your own future. It says, keep your temper, don't allow anger to rule you. And it also says nature communication, flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messages. I feel like with this keep your temper, I feel like that's not even a message for you. Like, I feel like there may be people around you that maybe you're afraid of some sort of reaction that they might have. But I feel like Spirit's saying that you're very protected, you know? I don't know. There's just this energy of this person coming through that, yeah, you may have had some figure around you that you're almost afraid of the way that they'll react when you say you're going to make certain decisions for yourself. Or it's like there's a need to not worry about the consequences of people's reactions around you or what they're going to think. Because I feel like you're someone that's very connected, very protected. And there's this energy of like, don't be afraid. Just because you are maybe more quiet or not as aggressive as some people doesn't mean you don't deserve the opportunity to be an authority of your own life or manifest what you want. You know, there's almost this energy of someone around you being, you know, louder than you or more assertive than you, but this isn't meant to, there's an energy of suppression here. Like, I feel like there's someone around you or a group of people or something like that that really shouldn't have access to you, especially if they're going to be kind of emotionally manipulative. That's like that devil energy coming through. All right, what else, Spirit? It says, what is hidden will be revealed. Can't be caught. And look at all these people reaching for this star. Spirit's saying, don't worry so much about the future. Trust in the messages you're getting. Trust in the direction you're being told to get, because no one's going to be able to catch you. You know, like, there's this energy of being afraid of like, what if you do step out into the light and shine and do something different? You know, you're almost maybe afraid to take that risk before you know where it would lead you. And that may be stopping you from taking some sort of action or taking a risk or making a change. But yeah, with repopulation, there's this energy of very much having a door open to repopulate your life. Like, this could be to do with, I feel like it's friendships, a work environment, or some sort of path you're meant to go down with career or relationships. There's some energy either way of needing to have confidence in yourself, that you're able to protect yourself, and that just because someone else is saying something, like, your opinion is just as valid, and you don't need to have an excuse. You don't have to explain to anyone why you're doing anything. And I feel like there's this energy of feeling like you have to explain, you know, make it very rational as to why you want to make these changes. But I feel like Spirit's saying once you get going, it's going to become clear anyways to everyone. And so there's a need to trust in the process and trust that like, what I'm trying to say is it's so possible for you to there's like rotten apples around you is how I feel. And it's like Spirit's saying like, there's this door to like, with love begins, the Ace of Cups here. It's an invitation to repopulate your life with more loving energies and to have that reflect you. And it's almost like a moment of understanding your worth and balancing out your masculine energy to see this is what I'm getting. Yeah, a fearful world. There's that energy of being afraid of what if you do it, or being afraid of what people will say. You're afraid to walk it alone too. There's the lonely journey of the priestess, but you're meant to go on some journey and you're meant to level up in some sort of a way. And there's a need to overcome your fear of what if, or like what the consequences could be. You're tough enough. Like there's this energy of needing like a pep talk, or like needing to understand, don't miss out on opportunities to grow and to really expand your own life, like independently, because you're afraid of what's out there, or you feel like you need other people. Maybe you feel like you need to be associated with other people in order to make your dreams come true. But your spirit guides want you to know that that's not the case. And there's actually people around you and alignments with certain people or groups, relationships that are holding you back and are preventing you from receiving abundance and are preventing you from receiving loving energy in the form of like emotional fulfillment, but also finance. Like I feel like there's an energy of people keeping you small so you don't understand, so you don't get this momentum. It's almost like people are stopping you from getting this momentum. And so I feel like this entire reading is trying to like light your fire just to get some momentum going, because once you get the momentum going, you're going to see why these risks were worth it, or why it's important to why you didn't need these people, or why that was just an illusion that you wouldn't be able to do it by yourself. You know, it's not worth staying in some sort of dysfunctional situation, you know, out of fear. What else, Spirit? Yeah, we have fire, and that's what I was just saying. There's this energy of needing to light a fire under your butt and give you this passion energy, because you have so much potential. Like that's what Spirit is saying, is like you have so much potential, but there's almost this something that's depleting you, that's always not allowing you to burn. It's like I'm almost seeing like you being like, if there wasn't this energy around you, or if there wasn't this like energy around you that caused you to believe that you can't light on fire and burn really bright, and once you're burning that way no one can touch you, it's almost like because you're allowing yourself to be seen that way, other people are taking advantage of that, I feel like. And Spirit is wanting, look at this like fireball and this like fire, like there's this energy of Spirit really wanting to light a fire, yeah, to wake you up to your potential and to bring you out of somewhat of an apathetic energy here. Because there is opportunity around you. So if you've been feeling dull, or feeling like there isn't hope, or just feeling stuck, you may just be feeling very stuck in life right now. Spirit's saying like, you're the key and you can get out of it. We also have release. Yeah, it feels like there's energy that needs to be released. There's like a phoenix moment that needs to happen, where recognizing that it's almost like deburdening the load. Like I'm almost getting 10 of Wands energy here, where it's like, as soon as you release these situations or people that are causing you to not be able to pour into yourself or go down your own route, right? Take your own dreams seriously, take your own path seriously. It's like it's keeping you too heavy to shine or to fly, you know? And I feel like Spirit's saying, we're going to burn it. Like, let's just burn all, because you have ash. There's this energy of needing to burn what no longer is serving you to open up the path. Yeah, to open up a path. We also have self-care here. Yeah, and so there could be just this energy. I feel like that's why I'm getting the 10 of Wands. We also have action here at the back of the deck. It's like there's an energy of being kept overwhelmed, being kept overworked. You know, there's just this imbalance within your energy exchanges within your relationships, where it's like you're never repairing yourself enough to be able to take these actions that would be really life-changing and beneficial for you and would really show you your power, you know? There's a feeling of being kept. I'm also seeing Cinderella. Like, I know that, like, I'm sure it's not that kind of situation, but it feels like that, where it's like Cinderella is always like dirty and like, you know, she's always working. And so she because she's working, she's not allowed to go, and because of her status, whatever, like she's not allowed to go to the ball, right, to meet the prince. But all she needed is just like that one like fire starter, like that one like magical wish from the fairy godmother, and then she gets that push that she needs, and then that changes her entire life. Like there's a feeling of that here, where it's like if you could only get yourself out there, if you could only open up some time, open up some availability for yourself to have the energy to walk down new paths, is what I feel is what your spirit guides are hoping to relay to you. What else, Spirit? What do Powell and Spirit Guides want them to know? It says success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. And you may be being maybe there's an energy of a fear of like, maybe you're holding yourself back because maybe you are making money from something, or there is an energy of, you know, maybe people around you would define success in a certain way, or you may feel like if you don't go with an in-group within something, it's not going to look successful. And I feel like Spirit's saying you're missing out on self-empowerment and emotional fulfillment. So to make sure that to not rob yourself because of ideas of success, or, you know what I mean? Like more materialistic things like that. Like I feel like there's a need to understand that that's not, there's a need for you to shift your, I'm hearing like shift your God or shift what you worship, because I feel like the second you can start like detaching your attachment to like how you think you should be in life, or how you think, you know, people should see you, or things like that. Let me just shift that way. There we go. You know, it's going to bring you down the right path. And again, there's that thing with trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And so I do feel like you may be getting intuitive hits about, you know, not being happy in your current situation or feeling stuck, but then being like, oh no, like you know, that would be too risky to do something. But I feel like what Spirit's saying is you're going to feel successful if you trust your voice to follow your heart. That's going to feel successful for you. And I feel like other people around you maybe don't see that, but I feel like the truth is, you know, that you're not going to be disappointed, because you're going to be happier if you're able to open up some door here. Yeah, and then we also have a discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So again, there's a feeling of being afraid of maybe not having what it takes, or being afraid of failure, being afraid that what if you did step out of the support of like some group of people or some relationship, like would you have what it takes to accomplish what your dream is, or accomplish what your idea is? Because I feel like you have some idea, or, you know, it's coming soon, but then there's like fear that stops you from taking action. You know, yeah, there's some sort of fear of failure, or a fear, of not being enough, not believing in yourself. But Spirit's saying like the opportunity is here. It's time. So if you've been procrastinating or like trying to wait to take a new opportunity, like Spirit's very much saying like now is the time. Like leave your fears behind you. What does Pile 1's Spirit Guides want them to hear right now? It says reclaim your power. Yeah. And so again, it's been coming through this whole time of this feeling of maybe giving your power away, letting other people decide for you out of fear of repercussion, or fear of your own ability to achieve your success, achieve your goals, basically, is what I'm getting. I'm going to read this one for you guys. I feel called to do that. So let me find 44. It says, it takes courage to face challenges. And right now, Panther Spirit is here to say you're braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you never have spoken before. Act as you always dreamed. And you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you're going to do is giving way to... Okay, sorry, wait. It says Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act towards reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes and your soul wants this. Be bold. Yeah, there's a fear. Yeah, it says, are you feeling shaky because you want to make a bold move, but you don't have confirmation that everything's going to work out? Is fear holding you back? Are you afraid to act until all risk of failure has been removed? There is a moment when the moment when there is no risk whatsoever will never come. So follow the panther spirit within and look your fear in the eye. Have you heard the famous line, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself? Stare down your fear and it will retreat, and make way for your courage to feel yourself from head to toe. And there's this energy, maybe you're afraid you can't trust the power that's rising in you. And you fear the qualities you find within when you look deeply at why you resist the change before you. So yeah, and there's also an energy with like, you may be afraid, or there may be a part of you that feels like asserting yourself in a masculine way. Maybe you had parents that like yelled a lot, or like there's a part of you that maybe has seen masculine energy in a more toxic way. And so there may be a part of you who's kind of afraid to step into that energy. But I feel like Spirit's saying there's a way to be empowered with that, and not, it doesn't mean that you're out of control or being angry or out of line, or maybe even people gaslight you into thinking that, like, let's say you stand up for yourself or you say something different than you usually say, and then people around you don't like it. Like, you know, that there's just a need to not be afraid of angering other people, or not being afraid of like what your authenticity and what you really want. Like if you want to follow your dreams, like not letting anyone, you know, let those people fall away, let those energies fall away. What else does Paolo need to hear right now? Yeah, set healthy boundaries. Yeah, and so if there are people that keep pulling on your energy, Spirit's saying there's a need to cut those people off, because it's like they're sucking your energy out of you, so you don't feel strong enough or courageous enough to walk your path alone. And there's almost this energy burst that needs to come, that wants to come through, and I feel like is your next stage of trusting yourself. And even if other people aren't supporting you, there's a need to set boundaries with people that aren't supporting you, or make you feel like crap, or if there are people that make you feel disempowered. There's a need to understand that it is, the masculine energy is about knowing how to protect yourself and setting boundaries. So yeah, I feel like that's very important for you guys. It says, yeah, time to collaborate. And so there's this energy here where I feel like the people that you're trying to collaborate with now, or like there's this energy of them saying that they're collaborative, or there's this energy of like, oh, like we equally give to each other. But I feel like there are people who are more competitive with you and kind of drain your energy more than anything. And so I feel like there's this energy of you learning what types of people to surround yourself with, who's really going to be supportive to you and who really isn't going to be supportive to you, and learning to cultivate an environment like that. And so if your environment isn't collaborative, you know, there's a need to kind of protect yourself from that. We also have take time out. Yeah. And so there is this big energy of feeling like you're drained. There's like a 10 of Wands energy where like, I feel like there is a need to take space from certain people and to kind of spend some time in self-care and rebuilding up your energy, so you have this strength to walk down this path that you want to walk down. Again, we have claim your independence. So yeah, that's the message that I'm getting for you guys, pile number one. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope this is what you needed to hear right now. So thank you so much for listening to this and sharing energy with me. If you did find something useful from this, please do hit the like button. It really supports my channel. Leave a comment. I'd love to see what you guys thought, and subscribe so you don't miss the next pick a card reading. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the silver oracle card and this yellow crystal, then this is going to be your reading, where we're going to be looking at what your spirit guides want you to know right now. We're leaving it completely open. So in the first part of the reading, I am going to tap into what your current circumstances are, overall, just to tap into what's going on with you guys. So for pile number two, spirit guides, what are we going to be talking about today? Pile number two. Pile number two you need to hear about. We have the Ace of Wands, the Hanged Panda, using the Way of the Panda tarot deck. It's so cute. The Four of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. Okay. All right, the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right. All right, so pile number 2, I feel like there's an energy here of wanting some sort of new beginning, or there's an energy here of wanting to have the magician's wand in your hand right now. And I feel like there may be a frustrated energy in this group where you may be feeling like you want to make progress on something, you want some sort of victory here, you want some sort of recognition or some sort of promising beginning for something is what I'm getting. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is there's an energy here of perhaps needing to take some sort of a risk or needing to rethink your current circumstances, relook at what pathway you're trying to move forward right now. So I feel like you guys, pile number 2, there's some stagnant situation or some situation you want to see change in. This could be in sorry, I don't know, I can't think of the word. In regards to a relationship, it could be in regards to a job, some sort of living situation. It's something where you just feel like you want more, you want things to move forward. You want there to be a spark. You want like new energy in some kind of a situation. You want new passion to something. You want a new route of passion in your life is how I feel. And so I feel like there's an energy here of perhaps wanting this outcome, but still holding on to security in some sort of a way, or being afraid to take some sort of risk is what I'm getting. I feel like Spirit's saying there's something that you're onto right now. There's some sort of craft or idea, something like that, that is genuinely on the right path. But Spirit's almost saying to keep digging at something. Keep digging, because it's almost like you're not quite there yet. Spirit's keeping you in a holding position right now, maybe blocking paths forward in order for you to realize something. It's almost like you need to stay further in your current situation before the next door can open. So I feel like there's a little bit of stagnation and wanting a new door to open here. But Spirit's saying that there's a little bit more work to be done in the current situation before the door is going to open. And with the 7 of Swords here, it could be frustrating for you, because sometimes for me, the 7 of Swords comes out when it's a situation where maybe I'm telling myself, like for example, let's say that I was telling myself that like there's an energy of maybe not realizing that something within your own mind, you may be lying to yourself in some capacity. And that sounds very dramatic, but what I mean by that is more like you may be like kind of willingly blind about something right now. Something that needs to be taken care of, something that needs to be seen in a different perspective. And until that happens, it's almost like there isn't a way to move forward. And it's almost like if you keep, and I'm seeing the star and I'm almost seeing like someone dangling this like goal or wish in front of them, but having these swords in their back, having this baggage that they need to deal with, or having something further to do in the current situation where you can't bulldoze through and open up a new door for yourself right now. So I want to get more into what that is. But for now, I'm going to keep kind of clarifying. By now, you should know this is your pile, by the way. Just kind of trusting you guys to listen to your intuition here and see if this sounds like what you guys are dealing with at the current moment. Because also Silver, this card talks about being close to something of value, being on your way to a situation or like a golden opportunity, a golden path, like your success. It's almost like you're close to your success, or you're close to something that you really want. But Spirit's saying it's not quite it yet. There's still more information to come, or there's a need to kind of not get mesmerized by the moon, or there could be illusion here with the 7 of Swords. It's like there's a feeling of wanting to strike gold on something and it's not quite gold yet. And so there's a need to keep polishing is what this card talks about. All right. What else, Spirit, can you tell me about this situation for file number 2? We'll go more into what you need to hear about it, but I just want to get into the energy of what's going on first. Okay, we have throat chakra. Yeah, the 8 of Wands. It's like, again, you want some sort of progress on something. You want a quick shift, right? We have the Hermit here. Crown chakra. And Magician. I'm not surprised to see the Magician at the back of the deck either, because again, there's this feeling of that was like the first thing I was getting at, is that it feels like you guys are approaching a time period where I feel like you're growing within your power, and what comes with that is your ability to manifest like what you want. You want victory in some sort of capacity, but I feel like the throat chakra is here to talk about the Four of Pentacles, because I feel like there's a part of you that wants some sort of change in your life, wants something to shift, but a part of you that's also holding on to what you currently have. So the Hanged Man can also talk about this energy of like Spirit's stopping you in some sort of situation because it's almost like there's a need to reroute on something. But maybe you're clinging on to some opportunity or some energy that's currently in your life. This could be person, place, or thing. Energy is energy, but the energy that I'm getting from you guys is like there's almost a need to spend time on your own away from your usual routine or your usual people that you're around. And there's a need to really spend some time getting in touch with your spirit guides is what I'm hearing. There's almost, okay, even with the crown chakra here, I'm getting that you guys are like on the brink of making a shift that will put you guys closer on your soul purpose or your mission for this lifetime. And so the message I'm getting is it's almost like I'm imagining like I'm being shown like a path, right? I feel like maybe you are seeing the path like here's a step here. If you can't see me, I'm imagining a linear set of steps right now. And it's almost like you think the next step is right in front of you, but Spirit's holding you at this current step. And it's like you're trying to get to this next step. But what if the path is going to the right and then past this next step? You can't even see the one that you're going to end up at. But I almost feel like there's a need to shift in a certain direction that you're not expecting. It's almost like you think that continuing to go the way that you're going is the path. But you're on to something in the sense of having an intuition that something's going to shift in your life, that you are on to some sort of new journey, something that's really going to put you in a place of getting recognition, some sort of victory, something that's going to make you feel very good about yourself is what I'm getting. And maybe the current situation, it's like you're holding on to something that isn't that victory that you're looking for. But there's a need to really trust in the change and trust in the universe. Like, I feel like Spirit's wanting you to spend time alone or spend time away from like the drama, away from the crowd, even if there isn't drama, away from your day-to-day. Because with the throat chakra here, maybe there's something that you need to say, something that you're not comfortable with saying to people. Maybe there's some decision you have to make that you're not comfortable with making. It's like there's an energy here being afraid to speak a truth or speak something that people aren't expecting. I feel like there's almost this need to like shift gears. And there's also an energy of trying to get to this goal, this dream that you guys have in your life, like for what you want, in something in regards to, I want to leave it open because it's a general reading, in regards to career, in regards to love. It's like there's something you want, but it's almost the energy of like, okay, let's say if it was in love, like I really want a person that is very committed to me, someone who very much recognizes my worth, right? Let's say that there's someone that person is currently in a relationship with that like has potential, right? And so the person is kind of continuing on that route and is using their Ace of Wands. It's trying to use their momentum to manifest something within that situation. But it's almost like Spirit saying you'd be better off moving on from that situation, seeing this situation you're currently in from a new perspective and being open to a different opportunity. And it's like a risky decision because let's say you've already invested time into that person, but there's an energy of holding on to that relationship because you don't want to let it go, but then that's blocking your success, blocking your route to something better, blocking this shift. It's like you're holding on to something in your life right now that is very much holding you back. And it's almost like maybe hard to see. The feeling of this is it's hard to see how making a certain decision that's maybe considered risky or maybe it would make you feel uncomfortable in the short term would lead you on a better path, because it's like you can't see the path that you're trying to get to, and that's what makes your current situation hard, is what I'm getting, is that there is a new path available to you and there is something you're actively trying to manifest, but it requires you to see your current situation, something you've been clinging on to differently, and it requires a risk of speech, it requires you communicating more authentically with people around you, people around you. This could be, again, in regards to whatever. But I feel like there's a need to see the big picture and not worry so much about the smaller steps of what path you guys are on or where you're trying to get to. Because there's some situation that isn't quite gold, but you're getting closer to gold is what I'm feeling within your life right now. it's like as soon as you see a certain situation differently, you're going to get that accelerated motion you're looking for. You're going to feel that you have the wand in your hand. Yeah, but it almost requires something letting go. It says relationships. I'm attracted to those who serve my highest good. Again, the example was about relationships, but I feel like this is coming out because there may be people you're associating with, a group, people that aren't really aligned with your highest path. And I feel like because they're comfortable or because they give you a sense of security, you may be holding on to that. And you may not be completely honest with yourself logically about how these people are supporting your path, or how maybe you would be better off if you were more, if you were free from these people, or if you saw, I feel like Spirit's really encouraging you to see some sort of relationship you have. It could be within work, it could be within family, it could be within love or relationships, but there's some blockage in your life, something you're holding on to that Spirit's encouraging you to see differently right now. It says pride is here. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Pride. Yeah, and so it may even be, I'm also getting an energy, also changes at the back of the deck. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. There's almost an energy here of having to demote yourself to move forward. Like maybe a part of you guys are very attached to a certain title you have or a certain security, but there's a part of you that knows you would be able to swerve, and like Spirit's trying to give you the go-ahead to do something that's risky or unexpected. You're going to risk your pride. And I feel like the Six of Wands is here too to talk about pride. Because another thing that I was getting is that there was almost an energy of you clinging on to a certain position or how people are seeing you in some sort of a light. Like maybe a part of you is like afraid of making a certain decision because maybe it, on surface or on paper, it doesn't look like a good decision, or it looks like a decision that is risking your pride. And so it may be that because of like your ego could be stopping you right now from getting on a path to your highest, to your divine purpose. I feel like the crown chakra is here because you may be leveling up also spiritually in a sense of wow, I'm also getting more messages. I feel like some sort of knowledge you have within yourself. I feel like you guys are very wise. I feel like you guys are good speakers. I feel like you guys can influence people. I feel like you guys have some sort of message to share. That's another thing. But it may be your pride, or it may be like your sense of self being attached to a certain sense of self that you feel it wouldn't fit in line, but then it's blocking you from some sort of a victory, some sort of a manifestation that would be really fulfilling for you. But there may be a part of yourself that's afraid to step out of some role you have right now. And you may be kind of trying to force this, like, it's almost like your soul is calling you to share some sort of message or step further on your path. It may even require you to step away from people that you are very familiar with, you're very comfortable with. But almost Spirit's saying your path right now to your purpose feels like it's a solo path. It feels like a path where you're supposed to stop caring as much about what people think about you. Stop worrying about the community so much. Sometimes it is time to worry about what people think about you. Sometimes it is time to make sure that the people around you, sometimes it is time to be in that light. And so I'm not trying to throw any shade to caring about people's perception of you. Like, we're social creatures and we're people that care about our community. But there's a feeling here of allowing maybe how other people would view you and how other people would view some sort of decision you make or some sort of message you have to share. It's blocking your manifestation power. It's kind of like this is your path, but it's almost like you're afraid. You're holding on to your security, and it's like you're afraid to take some sort of next leap is what I'm getting. And I just saw rainbow transference and predictions of growth. Look at predictions of growth coming out again at the bottom. It's like you're meant, again, literally. It's like you're meant to step on a new path and grow a lot is what I'm getting. But I feel like there's some blockage right now that has to do with sticking to the status quo. I've been hearing that song recently too from High School Musical. For pile number 2, can you clarify this? We have service. Yeah, interesting. So I feel like for some of you guys, this may be an opportunity to provide a service for someone, to be of more service to a group, or to provide some sort of service, okay? For others of you, I feel like you could be on the opposite end of this where I'm getting like 2 groups for pile number 2. I'm getting that one of you guys, and this is kind of the original message I was getting, is that maybe some of you guys need a self-esteem boost and need to kind of step out of the norm. And you may be afraid because you are under some sort of leadership, that's making you afraid of doing that. Another another part of you guys are needing to sacrifice some of your ego to be more of service. But I feel like some of you guys are also, we also have the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. And so I feel like there's this energy of needing to leave your current situation to open up the door to a new situation. So regardless if you guys are in the group that maybe could use a boost in their ego, could use a boost in their confidence, I'm getting it can go either way with this group. Either way, there's a need to speak your truth. And if the people around you are not conducive to that, there's a need to find a new path, to be willing to go at it alone. And you know, it's kind of interesting. The reason why it could be that you guys in this group are either the types that may have a high status already, or may be very proud of something that they've already created in their life, or maybe you guys aren't there yet. It's because both people would be relying on the people around them to provide them validation. It doesn't matter if you already have a lot of validation or you don't have very much validation. Both groups are potentially relying on others in some way to provide you guys with validation, right? Or yeah, it's almost like spirits wanting to encourage you guys to let go of the need for group approval and to be willing to go it your own way. We have green because there's a lot of abundance to be had, a lot of fulfilling abundance to be had where you don't need the approval of this group or this person that's already in your life. It's like someone that's already in your life that you may want approval from, maybe of service to in some way. Yeah, we have hiding. And then it's almost like maybe some of you guys are holding back your emotions or not really sharing how you actually feel about things. And so a part of you guys are quieting that because you don't want to rock the boat, or you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to risk your security. But with the message here, you guys have some sort of message to share that's going to be beneficial for people to hear. I actually want to read you guys this one if I can find the book really quickly, because this is almost exactly the message I'm getting for you guys about what Spirit is wanting to highlight about your guys' life right now. So 19, it says, the messenger. Your words are important. In each breath, pen stroke, keypad, you are doing your work as a messenger. It may not seem like it all the time, but your thoughts made tangible or valuable. When you were born into this body, your spirit had so much to say about all that it knows and has seen. Now you have the ability to help it speak. Your words help us all, if not to educate us on your experiences, to make us feel less alone and to encourage us to do the same. Yeah, there's some sort of message or some sort of story that you have to share where hiding these feelings and hiding these thoughts you're having are disservicing yourself, and you could help people is kind of what's coming through. It's like there's this feeling of maybe some relationships where you feel like hiding what you're actually going through or hiding your deeper thoughts is like beneficial to you. But I feel like Spirit's saying like it's actually something that the thoughts you have when you're alone, like I'm almost seeing someone writing in their journal or like going through this very what's the word for it, this isolated experience. Spirit's encouraging you to share what you're going through, to share it with other people, because I feel like that somehow fits into your purpose, or it fits into how you impact the whole. Yeah. But with the Magician here, there's an energy of Spirit wanting to say you have everything you need already to walk down some new path or to manifest whatever you're thinking about. So yeah, I wonder if some of you guys are like writers or you've thought about doing that. Again, wake up, it's your moment. This came out in pile number 1, and I was getting somewhat of a similar message, so you guys might want to check out pile number 1. But there's an energy here of not sleeping on some opportunity, not sleeping on your moment to shine for your independent ideas. Like, I don't know if you guys have spent a lot of time like supporting other people's ideas or kind of being a supporter. There's an energy of needing to realize that your own independent experience is something that actually can support people tenfold. Like, I feel like you guys are meant to help people in this lifetime, but there's a need to understand that you have everything you need and don't let this opportunity pass you by. There are new opportunities around. We have the Ace of Wands here, but there's a need to see your current situation differently, to risk your security and risk what people think of you in order to capitalize on some opportunity that is going to be very important to your purpose. What does pile number 2 need to hear right now? uncertainty. It says choose who you will become. Yeah, and there's a part of you that may be afraid of stepping out, stepping into a new role or stepping into a new identity, because what if a lot of your identity has come from your service or your roles that you've played in a certain community or certain relationships. But I feel like Spirit's saying the magician's wand is in your hand. You get to decide who you will become. It's time to no longer allow other people to decide that for you, and it's time to step into your own Spirit's saying you have the pen. I'm hearing the song Unwritten. I don't even know if that came out in pile 1, you guys. I actually filmed pile 1 a couple days ago, so it's like funny, but the song Unwritten is coming through. Like, you know, the rest is still unwritten. Like, it's not, you know, it's your moment to stand up and decide who you're going to be, apart from community, apart from relationships, apart from other people. It's like, that's less important right now. And it's time to risk everything, you know? That sounds very dramatic, but that's what I'm getting. And we also have clock time at the back of the deck. And so there could be a part of you guys, or some of you guys, that really do have felt throughout your life that there's a pressure to fit into a certain structure, or like there's an energy. This card reminds me of, like, okay, parents expect you to go to college. They expect you to get a job. Like, there's an energy of following a blueprint for what society tells us to do throughout our life. And it's like, if we're not at that point, then we'll feel like we're behind or something. But this card talks about how there is no such thing as that. Like, it's all construct. And there's a need to kind of understand that there's no need to be in a rush. Like, what's for you will not pass you. It's never, divine timing is like not on any fixed scale, you know? And so there's almost a need to understand that, like, miracles are possible. And if you've always felt like you've had to follow this blueprint, Spirit's inviting you to come off of that blueprint and understand that, you know, with the power of manifestation, it's like there's no limits, you know? There's an abundance of what you can jumpstart for yourself, and things can move a lot faster. And I am even seeing that things would move faster than you realize, but there's a need to not hold back and try to stay in your usual identity. Yeah. Let me get a sip of water. Okay, I'm gonna get some more oracle cards. All right, what does pile 2 really need to hear right now? TikTok, again, there's that clock energy, this fear. Maybe you have a fear that you're supposed to already be somewhere, or you maybe get that energy of, like, I don't know where to start, like procrastination, where it's like, since I don't know how things are gonna progress, like, I'm afraid I'm already too late, or like I'm afraid that the time has passed. But Spirit's saying, like, there's such a strong message of your time has not passed. I feel like this is a similar message to pile number 1. It's very strange. But Spirit's wanting to give you the understanding of anything's possible. And, like, the 8 of Wands talks about extremely accelerated motion. Like, look at this shooting star. It's like, we are grown up to believe that, like, okay, it takes 4 years to get a degree. Then you have to spend 4 years in a certain role, and then you will get your promotion. But I feel like this entire message is challenging that, and it's wanting you to step out of, like, the matrix and understand that once you're following your soul path, like, you have the power of the universe behind you, and you don't need to worry about usual constraints like time, structure, schedule, like status. It's like, I'm already this age, you know, it's gonna look silly if I change up something I'm doing now, you know? Like, Spirit's really encouraging you to step away from some sort of a what's it called? Like a stereotype or a pressure of society where it's like, oh, like, for example, one of them being you have to get married, you know, if you're 32 and you're not married, like, there's something wrong with you, like, you're less valuable, you know? But, like, no, like, that, all of these things are challenged in this reading, and Spirit's really wanting you to lean into letting go of any sense of urgency or not following your path due to arbitrary societal rules, you know, that make us feel gratified. Yeah, not for you. There's something in front of you. There's some obvious, you'll know what this is. It's like, there's something that you guys are putting energy into. It could be a relationship, again, because that relationship card came through, but it also could be your relationships within some sort of workplace. It could be some sort of game you're playing, and it's like, this is not for you, you know? And so there's a need to be willing to risk it to go your own way, go solo on something. And it's not saying you'll be solo forever. It's not saying you won't find a group. It's just that there's a certain group or there's a certain opportunity, situation, routine around you that just is not in your highest good. And as much as you keep fighting for it down that path, and that's like the energy I was getting, is like there's an energy of trying to force a certain current situation you're in to fit into a mold of like what you think this next step is, you know, back to that like metaphor of the steps. It's almost like you want to mold the step that's actually to the right, which is the one you're meant to take. The one in front of you is not the one, you know? And so yes, you've gotten to where you are, and that's good. That's a part of the plan. But now it's time to shift gears, because you can't move forward without shifting gears. I'm going to read you guys a little bit of that one too. It says, there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel like you're watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what's for your highest good. And so it's basically saying there's an energy of needing to accept something as not it for you. Like there's just something very clear in your life that no matter how much effort we put into it, it's not going to lead to the right place. With serendipity being here, again, I feel like Spirit is trying to provide you signs and trying to open up a different path. And so Spirit's saying, follow the yellow brick road. That's what's coming through. Follow the signs you're getting. Follow the inner knowing of like being connected to everything in the universe. Because like I feel like when you get into this meditation mode, like I don't know if you guys meditate, but sometimes after a deep meditation, for me, it's like there will be signs in everything. Like everything around you will bring you closer. And the more you can spend time in solitude, like realigning with this like universal intelligence is what I would call it, it will never lead you astray. It's like there's a need to understand that your path is constantly being opened for you, and you're being pushed down the path so long as you can listen to the signs. And it's going to lead you to something beautiful, but there's a need to listen to the signs that you're getting about some sort of situation. It doesn't matter how much time you put into it. It doesn't matter how worried you are about how long it would take to reinvent yourself down a new path. There's a need to take that risk. There's a need to follow the yellow brick road down to, you know, there's some sort of destiny like calling you is how I feel. What does pile number 2 most need to hear right now from their spirit guides? Wandering circus. Again, there's an energy of needing to be willing to step out into your own like this is what I've been saying, is with the solitude here and this energy of needing to not be afraid of what people think. There's an energy of needing to go at something, being willing to be the leader of it, being willing for right now to, it doesn't mean that you will never rejoin forces with like-minded people. It's more that there's something that you're meant to be the leader of. There's something that you're meant to do. And other people at this time cannot help you. You can't hold on to the security of the group and the security of society right now. There's a need to go at it alone. And understand you have the power to do that. You have everything you need. The magician is here. Like you very much are, you have the magical wand in your hand, but you can't wield the magic while you're still holding on to this group around you or this desire to hold other people with you. We also have Field of Dreams. And so again, there's 2 fairies here and 2 like whimsical vibes. There is an energy of potentially needing to be willing to follow your imagination. You don't always have to do everything by the book. I saw this at the bottom of the deck as well, and I was getting that message about it. There's a part of you that maybe wanted to do things by the book, maybe wanted to go on this more traditional path, but I feel like Spirit's saying, open up your mind, open up the possibilities, because there's like magic waiting for you is the vibe I'm getting for you guys. And I feel like Spirit's really inviting you to dream a bigger dream, to dream a more free dream, to let yourself imagine the most grand vision for your life that you can, and understand that you wouldn't be dreaming it if you can't do it. And I also feel like Field of Dreams is coming out for me to share that if you want to do something, if you dream of doing something, you wouldn't dream of doing that and you wouldn't wish for that unless it was possible to do it. And that's how it usually starts, is this energy. I mean, what starts is like you, when it's time to step onto your path, you'll start getting closer and closer to feeling like you have the awareness of what you want to create. It's like there is some dream that you have. There is some sort of vision that you have for what would truly make you happy, but there's a lot of buts in front of it right now, and Spirit's saying you are capable of it. You are capable of doing it alone. You're actually meant to do it alone. And so there's no need to try to bring the people with you. There's no need to explain to anyone what you're doing. It's your dream and it's your own vision. And Spirit's really encouraging you to jump on the path. It's time, in a way, is what Spirit's saying. What else does pile number 2 need to hear, Spirit? Success. Beautiful. Yes. You have the key to success with you. It literally says, to summon the keys that are buried within, to summon the knowledge, the memory of your ancient purpose, to unlock the truth of your spirit, your essence, your life, employ this card. Literally exactly what we're saying with the crown chakra. You're getting the key to your blueprint right now. And we have space clearing at the bottom of the deck, but what do we need to let go of first, right? Before we unlock this abundance. So yeah, you guys are stepping onto your path. You guys are stepping into unlocking this universal wisdom, universal intelligence in order to step further on your path. And Spirit's saying, keep going. So yeah, I hope that this resonated with you guys in your current situation. If it did, please do hit the like button. It really supports my channel and I appreciate it so much. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. I love to hear feedback because I do these readings by myself. So, it's nice to hear how it is, how it's reaching you guys. So also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next pick a card reading. And I hope to connect with your energy soon. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Sulfur Oracle card in the green aventurine crystal, this is going to be your reading. But we're looking at what your spirit guides want you to know right now. I'm laughing because this is definitely the type of reading where I don't really sugarcoat things. So I just want to give you a warning, to listen to this when you are feeling like it. Because I did just think to myself, am I being too straight up with these messages? And then my spirit guides started playing the let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, as my energy. And I'm like, oh God. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I do really enjoy doing these readings. So thank you so much for being here. All right. So I'm going to start off by getting a general read of what Spirit is really going to want me to talk about for this reading. So for pile number 3, what are the overall themes that we will be discussing for what their spirit guides want them to know? Come through. Pile 3's spirit guides, please come through. What are we going to be talking about for pile number 3? I don't want that many. It's just, that's too much. Pile 3's spirit guides. What are we going to be talking about for this reading? Knight of Wands again. I literally love when that happens. So that was what was on the top of the deck. That always happens to me, when I don't take the top card. So note to self, take the top card. Knight of Wands, first card. Four of Wands. Justice. Queen of Cups. I'm gonna get one more card, please, for pile number 3. Two of Wands. Ten of Pentacles at the back of the deck. Okay. So I feel like for you guys, you may be at a crossroads, or Spirit is insinuating that there is some sort of decision you'll have to make in the near future, especially regarding some sort of home, or maybe something very familiar to you. This could be where you live, who you live with, who's in your community, people that give you your sense of stability. It's almost like there's a need to take some sort of action. I feel like with the Queen of Cups here, you're coming through as someone who's extremely empathetic, and you may identify as being an empath. And so I feel like sometimes your emotions may cloud your decision-making or your judgment on certain people. But I feel like with the Justice being here, Spirit is encouraging a very honest accountability of your environment and the people around you, because some sort of decision that you'll have to make, some sort of action that you're being called to make will impact your future and your future abundance. Yeah, look at that. Look at the 5 of Pentacles versus the 10 of Pentacles. And so yeah, with the Ace of Swords, it's like Spirit's encouraging you to get some sort of mental clarity about what sorts of ingredients really nurture you in your life, really provide you support and stability. What people, what career, what surroundings really are the best use of your empathy and the best use of your kindness, loving kindness, is the energy I'm getting so far. So let's get some more. Yeah, and so the Sulfur card talks about how this and that can be true. And so I feel like you guys may be the type of people that will struggle with sometimes loving people, like the fact that you'll love people and you'll want to do anything for them and support them, but sometimes the truth also is that you can support people by giving them the harsh truth. You can support people by not enabling them. You know, even though it seems counterintuitive, sometimes this and that are true, you know, is kind of the energy I feel like I'm getting so far. Okay, so we have the third eye chakra. This is the 8 of Wands, I believe. Oh, sorry, 8 of Pentacles. I always want to say the red because the borders will tell you like what it is. I always think the red is wood for some reason. I don't know why, but this is the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, again, it's like, where do we want to work towards? Like, what craft are you going to build? Where are you going to put your energy towards on a daily basis? I feel like that's kind of the energy for this pile. And I feel like, again, with the third eye chakra, I feel like you guys are very psychic, very empathetic people. People that you may sometimes have a hard time taking action just for yourself, because I feel like you're someone that's very dedicated, hardworking, someone that definitely sees both sides of a situation. With justice here, I feel like you're someone that just, you guys are good peoples, you know? Pile number 3, and there's good and bad, but I just want to say, at least on my scale, I feel like you guys are very balanced people. You guys are people that will, when you make a decision, you'll want to make a decision that's right for not just you, but other people. And so that's that energy of you guys being very much in the feminine principle of we instead of I. Yeah, like even like cultures, you know, some cultures are feminine, some cultures are masculine. Like the American culture is very masculine because it's like every man for himself, you know, the independence. But I feel like you guys are more on a model of the community, the group before the individual will. What else is relevant right now for pile number 3, Spirit? Yeah, and it's like you're gonna have to make a decision, I feel. We have light, which is the sun, and triumph, which is the chariot, on what you want to work towards is the energy here. What are you going to build for yourself? It's like you have a decision that is going to impact your own future. And so I feel like you may be used to making decisions for the group or used to always taking other people into account, but I feel like right now you're being called to take almost heroic action, almost a step further into your masculine energy to build something for yourself. It's like with the 2 wands here, it's like you're making some decision for your future is what I'm getting. And you have, honestly, this is like a beautiful reading because I feel like you have a lot of success and fortune coming your way. You literally have the 10 of Pentacles. But I almost feel like Spirit's saying with this Temperance card, there is a need for a delicate balance right now between self and other. In your decisions and in your efforts and within your energy, because I feel like if you are able to channel enough energy into your own pursuits right now, your own craft, and really working on your own stability too, I feel like there's just a beautiful opportunity where there is some sort of success coming your way. And so I do feel like Spirit is encouraging you to continue down some sort of a path that I feel like you're already going down. Or maybe it's time to take action. Maybe it's time to go somewhere, because the Knight of Wands for me can talk about movement and making a decision, doing the thing you've been thinking about doing, maybe leaving home, leaving some situation. I feel like, yeah, and look at this boat. So it makes me feel like there's you may be called to travel somewhere or to make some sort of change in your life. With the third eye chakra, you may just be kind of intuitively drawn in a certain direction right now. And spirit is encouraging you to follow that and to make plans for that path, because it's going to be successful with the 10 of Pentacles here. So if you've been wanting some sort of confirmation on some path that's available to you, spirit is saying green ahead. But it may require patience and balance with that justice there. Like, it's not going to be Rome wasn't built in a day, you know, there's the energy of that there. What else are pile number 3? What do their spirit guides want them to hear right now? We have community. Yeah, again, there's some community that's relevant here with this 4 of Wands. Yeah, I remember I was like some family, something like that. We'll get some more though. What else does pile number 3 need here? Milk and honey. Yeah, it's like, but there's so much beauty coming your way. It's like, I'm going to clarify, but I'll get one more before I clarify. No place like home. Are you guys needing to maybe... there's a message here of spirit wanting to remind you that our true home is within ourselves, and our true authenticity, as long as we can be authentic within ourselves and happy within our own temple, our own body, our own selves, there's just this energy of almost an ultimatum here. Like, maybe you feel like you want to take some sort of risk that would be... You guys, I feel like all these piles are really related, because I feel like pile 2, we were talking about something to do with that as well. But I'm getting this group to be the very empathetic group, the group that's considering, that has a lot, you guys have a lot of skill. You guys are very talented people. You guys have a lot of potential is what I want to say. You guys bring a lot of light wherever you go. And so I could see a lot of people very much relying on you in the community, or you just being an essential person. You know, you're like a leader. You're like the mama bear energy. It's very supportive of the people around you, but I feel like there's some opportunity that's going to require a decision potentially to go away from home, or maybe to put energy towards yourself instead of the group, because that's what's fair. And so I feel like the reason why justice is here is there's almost a need to make sure that you are very much being sure of making decisions that honor you, as you know, that honor you, because I feel like you guys are at risk maybe of sometimes pouring in other people's cup before you pour in your own, and maybe feeling guilty for taking some opportunity, you know, or taking time for yourself, you know, if something's demanding on you and you have a very strong sense of community, you know, I feel like there's a need to understand that the right thing to do is what's fair to you as well. And you may be afraid of losing that familiarity, that sense of community, but I feel like you're being called on a journey. Like, you're being called to take some sort of heroic action, some sort of feisty, following your soul, following your spirit, you know? And there's a need to understand that you definitely can still love your family or the people that you support from afar, you know? And so maybe there's an energy here of feeling like, is it possible for me to be as loving of a family member as I can be while I make my own decisions and I go on my own journey? The answer is yes. That 100% is true. You are allowed to have your own success. Yeah, follow the leader. You're being encouraged to, again, I feel like with all these piles, there's this energy of like, yes, do it. Like, there's a new opportunity for you, take it. But with this group, there's a really sweet energy with it where it's like, don't feel bad for having a calling to be a leader, or don't feel bad for being called to go your own way. You know, you're not meant to be a follower, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Metamorphosis. Yeah, don't be afraid. It's almost like this energy of maybe feeling like you should stay in your cocoon, or wondering if it's wrong to crack out and break out into a beautiful butterfly. But the energy is, the truth is, you're meant to be a butterfly so you can experience this milk and honey. On this journey, wherever you want to go, Spirit wants you to know you will find community there. And no matter where you go, you're always at home. Like, there's such a strong message of that. So don't be afraid to follow your instincts, follow your intuition on some sort of path, because you're going to find home there anyways. And it's very much fair of you to do this. It's not only fair, it's like, that's going to lead to so much abundance. It's your path. There's some path calling to you. Yeah, balancing act here. There's a lot about balance and a lot about justice. And Spirit's saying, don't worry about being, again, home at the back of the deck, you guys. Yeah, there's a feeling here of causing a disruption or being afraid to cause disruption or disharmony amongst a group or something. But Spirit's saying you have what it takes to maintain balance as you're walking this thin rope. Even if things are getting tumultuous, even if things are getting uncertain and scary, you have what it takes to forge this path that you're wanting to forge, and it's going to transform you and it's going to be beautiful. I just feel like there's such like a beautiful path in front of you that it's going to be maybe different for everyone, but I feel like you guys are planting the seed right now for something. And I feel like there's this energy of your spirit guides wanting you to know that maybe some people will be upset in the short term, you know, about like you maybe taking a route that would separate you from them or something like that. But Spirit's saying you have what it takes to manage this. And in the end, there's going to be celebration and happiness for what you've done or what you're accomplishing. And even if people maybe aren't able to give you the best advice in the moment, or maybe they kind of want to hold you back because they want you for themselves, I feel like Spirit's saying, don't let that manipulate you, because even in the end, they're going to be happy for you, you know? So don't be afraid of being unfair. You're not unfair in any way for this. Yeah, we have intention. Yeah, and so I feel like intention is coming out because a part of you may feel guilty or may feel like you don't know if you have good intentions, or there's this energy of maybe guilt tripping yourself. But Spirit is saying there's nothing to lose in this situation. Nothing of value can be lost. The people that are meant to be your people will support you on this journey that I feel like you're going on right now. I'm actually going to switch to another deck. Again, it's positive movement. Don't let yourself be skewed into imagining that you're doing something wrong. For pile number 3, what do they need to hear right now? Oh my God, literally this card has come out in all 3 piles. Maybe this is just what's going on with the collective that watches my videos, but I don't know if you guys watch multiple piles, like Spirit literally wants to hone in this message. I'm going to read it. I feel like Spirit's like, how dare you not read it? Because I pulled this all 3 times. I literally feel like it would be silly of me not to read it if I can find the guidebook. I don't know if it's right next to me or not. 1 second. Where did it go? Here she is. All right, wake up, it's your moment. I wonder if I'm supposed to read in the other piles too. It says, when this card comes to you, you can be sure that you have the spotlight turned directly on you. You're being asked to wake up, to be present to what is being asked of you, and to rise to the occasion. Although you may feel like withdrawing and not being so very visible, there is no running away. You cannot sleep through this moment, for others are eagerly awaiting to hear from you. They're ready to listen to and enjoy what you have to offer, to finally hear what you've been waiting to say for a long time. You may feel you're not ready. You may feel hesitant to speak up. You may also wish to withdraw and hide, either in sleep or in hibernation, but there's no turning away from your moment. And when it comes, as it will, make it count. Tell your story, speak up strong, share your words and thoughts. If people interrupt and demand explanations, continue regardless. The time for sleeping and dreaming is over. Suddenly and almost quite unexpectedly, it's time to awaken and share the wonders you have within you. Being asked to deliver before you feel ready, being present and fully engaged with what's happening around you, making a contribution, being assertive despite your gentle nature, insisting on being able to tell your story, making your moments count, sharing with others who are ready to listen. And so again, this is like the same. You guys might want to listen to pile number 2 also, but it just feels like there's an energy of, don't talk yourself down from some sort of risk or this energy of being on the precipice of stepping on a new path, stepping on a new journey, stepping on a new opportunity. It's time to take action. That's why the Knight of Wands is here. It's not time to, we're going from Page of Wands, we're going from the Ace of Wands to the 2 of Wands. I feel like you guys are like the future of pile number 2, potentially even 2. It's like in pile number 2, it's just a thought, and it's like there's a need to kind of energetically work through so you guys can get to the point that you guys are at. But I feel like there's an energy of understanding you're transforming, and this is with all good intentions. This is exactly where you're supposed to be and exactly where you're supposed to go. It's exactly what's right. And so there's a need to not fight it and not be afraid to take action, basically. It says law is not justice, rules that are not fair. Yeah, and so there is this energy here. There may be people around you that are trying to say that, you know, you can't do this, or, you know, we need you here because of this, blah, blah, blah. Like, there may just be people that you're afraid to speak up to, or it's almost like you may be even suppressed by some sort of, even though it could be with loving intention, like people could have loving intention towards you, but it may be something that's limiting you. There may be some rules around you, some rule you're having to follow, some sort of societal, like, either like, it can be with anything. Like, it could be like your role is a mother, so you have to do this. Your role is a daughter, so you have to do this. Like, your role is you're supposed to grow up and follow on with like the family's, what we do as a family, like things like that. But I feel like there's this energy of something being unfair and not letting your kind nature gaslight yourself into thinking that you should give in to other people's thoughts. Like right now, you are very much on the money with where you're supposed to go. At the bottom of the deck, it says, follow your own good advice, trust yourself, you know what's best for you. And I feel like in this situation, you're meant to follow your intuition with the third eye chakra, whatever intuitive hits you've been getting for what path you're supposed to go on. And you're really not meant to look back, because the people will understand that are meant to understand, basically. Pile number 3, what do they need to hear right now? Relationships, I'm attracted to those who serve my highest good. Did you guys come over from pile number 2? Because that also came out. It feels like there are certain relationships that are blocking you from your purpose, that literally purpose. I'm not even surprised to see it. I know what I'm here to do. There are certain relationships around you that may be confusing you from your purpose or distracting you from it. And you are meant to put in boundaries with those people and move towards a different community, especially if they're not, supporting you. But this is very much a story of understanding you are meant to spread light. You have a strong purpose in this life, pile number 3. And you are meant to be successful at it. And there are people that I feel may be trying to keep you small because they need you in some sort of role, but it's time to break free. You're meant to be a leader. You're meant to share your story. You're meant to share your talents. You have talents with 8 of Pentacles. People need to see that. And there's a need to not allow people to cause you to miss your moment. You can't actually miss your moment, but it's like you're being called to do something, and you need to follow your intuition on what your purpose is in this life, or what talent you're being called to, regardless of what other people think of them, regardless if other people are too afraid to walk that journey. Let's say people could have good intentions towards you as they're giving you the wrong advice. I feel like there's people giving you the wrong advice out there, and Spirit's saying, follow your own advice. This is a time period to not listen to other people's advice, but to listen to your own advice to yourself, or what intuition you're getting about your own path. And it's not time to talk to other people about what they think you should do. It's time to kind of step into your own role. We have body as a house. Yeah, and you may be afraid of this risk, or you may be afraid of losing security, but good things are waiting for you. You're so capable of expanding and growing and creating your own situation. Again, suppression of a star being by hands unworthy. There's someone, I feel like, that's causing you to doubt your abilities or trying to keep you in the same spot. Fear that the light will bring judgment. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna read you guys that one. So there's a feeling here of you having so much potential, literally being like a star, literally star being suppressed, and maybe being caused to doubt how well you could survive, how well you could do out there. But Spirit is literally here to say, do not listen to anyone or any information that's coming towards you that's trying to keep you from taking a risk, from taking action. You are very much capable with this Chariot card. You will have success if you so choose to go down a certain route. Good things are waiting for you. For number 5, though, this is like a very relevant reading to like how I felt a lot in my life. Like, being afraid to lose security, right? To lose security of playing small, because sometimes we feel like we need to play small to fit in and to be secure within the group. We're social creatures. But number 5, it says, fear that the light will bring judgment. The lantern brings its fiery gaze upon you. It's time to be bathed in the warm light. You have so many talents and wonderful qualities. Now is the time to let them be shown. There can be a fear that when the light shines on you to illuminate your positive qualities, that you will be vulnerable to others seeing your deepest secret places. Know that you only have to show or give which feels comfortable to you. Let the light warm you, not burn you. Yeah, and so again, with this light, you have so much light, but there may be a fear of the vulnerability that comes with stepping into your power. But Spirit's saying it's going to be up to you what you want to share with other people. It's going to be up to you how much of yourself you share. And there's no need to keep yourself small because of fear of how that could play out, basically, because you are meant to be a leader. You're meant to show the way to other people. You're going to be a leader, you know? And so don't be afraid of what, and look at all these eyeballs looking at them. You're meant, again, it's your moment. It's your moment to shine. And there's a shying away from it here. All right, what else for pile number 3 do they need to hear right now from their spirit guides? It says focus. To find your true north through an overcast sky, to remember you already know the way, to shine your heart beacon through the darkened woods, carry this card. Spirit is really wanting to hone you in, and look at this color matching with the third eye. It's like Spirit's saying, focus on your true north, focus on your positive intention, and you will not be led astray. You're being led further on your soul's mission right now, your soul's path, what you're meant to do, what your soul incarnated to do. And Spirit is saying, focus on that. Let everything else be, let the noise fall away. There's a need to let the noise fall. So we also have health and we have empowerment. And again, body is a house. I wonder if you guys are worried about some sort of health concern. That could just be for some of you. Maybe some of you guys are afraid of not having enough resources or something without some sort of a group. But I feel like Spirit is here to empower you. It says, when listlessness engulfs you, when doubt surrounds you, when you need to reach the summits of your heart and soul and trust intention in this card. There's a need to, this reading's purpose is meant to empower you to be able to know you can take care of yourself, to know that as long as you're holding your true north and your intention and your dharmic path in front of you, you will be supported. And it's not easy to do, but Spirit is saying you got this. And I want to read what it says here. It says, to restore vitality, to ensure longevity, to engage in the nurturing, healthful practice of your mind, body, and spirit or craving, use this card as your guide. Spirit is encouraging you guys to do practices such as getting good exercise, sleeping well at night. Maybe some of you guys would feel more confident in yourself if you are able to grow a trust that you will nurture yourself. This is a card that I always need. For example, maybe not using your vices as much. You know, there may be a part of you guys that are numbing through some of that. It doesn't have to be for everyone, but there may be certain things that you guys could pick up that would be empowering. I feel like the empowering card came out next to it because there may be a part of you that gets distracted by vices, gets distracted by unhealthy habits, and may diminish your ability to feel powerful, right? And I feel like Spirit's saying the more you can focus on your body and tend to your body as a temple and nurture yourself, I feel like it's going to give you more confidence to walk your path, because sometimes those two can be related, you know? So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys are able to follow this reading. I really enjoyed doing it. If you got anything out of this, please do hit the like button. It really supports my channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the reading, and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss the next pick a card reading.